When we were growing up, we used to have good memories of Chathe River being very clean and very pristine. Now we only see brown, murky river devoid of all the stones which used to adorn Chathe River. So the idea that the next generation will inherit something like that, it keeps me always not wanting to waste even a single day. My name is Richard Belho. I'm an architect by profession. I did my schooling from Holy Cross, Dimapur, then architecture from BMS College, Bangalore. So I'm married, I have my wife, then my children, 2 daughters, 1 son. Growing up in Dimapur was everything, playing guitar, hanging out, mingling with people. That was the time also, the time when rock concert and everything was happening. And we were all involved. The reason why we were working there was just to get the free passes, We were growing up in a time when people were dying left and right because of drug overdose. Heroin was already there. And my mother never prohibited anyone from coming to the house. And she would give us carpentry tools or guitar or anything that we required. And she had this hope that the kids also had a chance to recover from their addiction and all. If I look back, that gave me the ability to work with different sections of society also, and with different kids, because I understand their problem. We lost a lot of friends, 60-70% either to alcohol or to drugs at that time. But so that was a childhood, yeah. Late 2002, I came back to Kohima. It was also on the request of an elder brother, Engineer Roko Saleh. He told me, let us conduct training, because in Nagaland corruption exists because there is no work culture. And I felt that was true. That is a problem that plagues our society, because people are looking for jobs which are not really work but semblance of a job. Sometimes our fantasy with government job also is the status and the power attached to it. This is one of the reasons why I came back to Kohima. In 2003, we started Zainoric. It's primarily an architectural consultancy. We went into 2 verticals. One was the proper consultancy, and the other one was Zainoric initiative, being to use our knowledge and our skills to impart training to our local people. First, when we started our office in the basement, people came and advised us, you cannot just work here, you have to go out and meet people. You should even take kgs of pork or a pig's leg and go and meet the department officials and then see. For me, I did not have anything in mind except for a desire to be able to be useful to the Nagas wherever I can. Even from day one as I came, we started getting small projects, just very small projects. Our first payment was about 2,000 rupees.
My name is Kevikril Elijichu. I'm the senior architect for Zainoric Consultant, and it's been 7 years now since I've been working for Suraj. I handle most of the construction part, the consultancy. We do architectural consultancy, we do private projects and government projects as well. We do institutions, churches, private residences, heritage centers, sites and preservations as well. We want to make architecture as a necessity and not as a luxury, where there's a need for design a space which is sustainable architecture. Sir Richard focuses a lot on that, and then we try to bring about architecture in such a way that people see the value of architecture in all of that.
One of the main area where money is being circulated is in the construction industry. But in construction industry in Nagaland, all the money is flowing out. There's not a single raw material. All the raw materials are coming from outside. All the construction workers are from outside. So I thought, like, what would be a way of just diverting the money back into the village? And for me, I saw that in bamboo, because when I build with bamboo, I'm buying from the local villages and I'm engaging our local workers. So this is how my journey with bamboo started. So this will be our farmers hall, multi-purpose space. It can be used for any of the training classes, anything in Sitogi. See the entrance inside, but at the wall. I saw Sitogi in the year 1993 in my dream. And they said, in my dream I was given this place, and I was told, your journey will be through the forest and you'll start from this place. And I got this land gifted to me by my uncle only late in 2019. Sitogi for me is something, I see it as a stepping stone for the next generation. It's in a way like a contribution from our generation to the next generation. So under the bamboo, you cannot do much, no? But this is best environment for vermicomposting. Just put these things and you can come and see closer here. The moment I lift it, the worms will run away. Going back. Sitogi Living School, it's like, it's not a formal school in that sense, but it's got certain life skill attached to it. Something like blacksmith, pottery, any of the skills. I feel any form of school, first you should learn about survival, being resilient, being adaptive. So Sitogi Living School is like an environment. It does not have a structure, but based on what you can contribute as people come. So we have not really started the school officially, but from the time we came here, we've started the school. So people who came here and started building Sitogi, developing Sitogi for us, let's say they are the first students. And anyone who comes and involved with us, they are the continuing student. Later we'll have some kind of a formal online and both offline facilities. The formal school will be learning anything by subject wise and at your own pace. So Sitogi Living School, it embodies the bamboo architecture which Zainuric represents, the training which Zainuric Initiative Society has been doing, the training, and the green caravan activities which is market linkage and both organic farming. So all these activities are different verticals, but it all comes under the blanket of Sitogi Living School.
My name is Manan Ozakam and I'm the Chief Operations Manager of the Green Caravan. It's been 4 years since I've been in Green Caravan. Green Caravan is primarily focused in training farmers, and as of now we are involved in a scheme called MOVCDNER. So Green Caravan is the impaneled service provider for 17 FPCs. We train the farmers, giving them the best farming practices. We create these brands for them. So each FPC has their own branding and labeling. Our responsibility as a service provider would be to get their raw materials to the buyers. So just recently we have been able to open an outlet in Safdarjung, New Delhi, where all the 17 FPCs will be able to market their produce. So these are some activities that I've been doing. We have also created a Manaka market outlet just near the PWD traffic point. Here the farmers will be able to come and sell their produce, fresh and processed. This market is also an outlet for us to process the raw materials to be sent to Delhi.
In the whole of Southeast Asia, Nagaland is one of the most shielded, even in terms of rain, even in terms of landslide or anything, even if you consider that this is in earthquake zone 5. This is so because the environment has protected us for such a long time. One thing we have to be very careful is about the way we are damaging our environment. If we just keep with our slash and burn farming, we might just burn off everything that is precious to this land. So the next generation will not have the beautiful memory of childhood that we used to have. People talk about nuclear, the possibility of nuclear war or World War III and all. If you think about destruction, already we have destroyed so much of our environment that it is even worse than World War III. Every generation must restore as much as possible so that it will be in a better shape for the next generation.
Understanding soil is you have to get the right mix to make sure that water should not log. It should be able to drain well, and then we should be able to also allow the soil to be airy.
I call my farming square inch gardening because unless you use up efficiently all the land up to the last inch available to you, you will not be able to generate the maximum revenue. In syntropic agroforestry, you are growing plants at different level, at different height. So the emergent layers are like tall trees. The spacing of these tall trees will be different. Then you'll have canopy, you'll have the shrub level, you have the hedge level, you have the herbaceous level. So technically in 1 square meter you're able to plant 40 species of plants. You are consciously designing your plants in such a way that there are feeds for the birds, there are feeds for the butterflies, there are flowers for the bees, there are fruits for people, there are fruits for the pigs. All your animal feed, everything should be just growing in trees, and you just harvest it and just go. This I see as sustainable. Otherwise, if you are thinking about extensive farming where all the time you are on the field, the next generation will never come back to the farm, because farm work, if you don't plan it right, it becomes very stressful. So sustainable farming is when you design your farm in such a way that it can be operated in a passive manner later without your intervention. If that can be cracked, then it is sustainable. If it requires your attention all the time, then it's not sustainable farming. I want to really talk about entrepreneurship for the benefit of the young aspiring entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship, what Nagaland requires, is production based rather than consumer based. As long as raw materials coming from outside don't take up that activity, because we are only helping to pump out our money. But if the raw material we produce, if we send things outside, then 80% of the money will come to the land. So for business though, it's okay, anyone can do any type of business. But if you're talking about entrepreneurship, responsible entrepreneurship is better. And the other thing is mentorship. And mentorship is not about taking guidance from some people. Mentorship is about finding the right person who will guide you, but at the same time, what we need more from that mentorship is his recommendation to the right network. And that will never happen unless you win that person's trust. The other thing is, never take loan to start a business. It is a suicidal situation. Only take loans to upscale a business, a successful business. Never take loan to start a business. It does not matter. Just go and work under people for daily wage, save money and start your own business. In business, the key thing is make sure that your lifestyle is zero. At the lowest, make sure that your personal expense is minimum if you want to do business. If you cannot do that, then go for a high government job where salary is good and then you can afford to live lavishly. If you want to do business, learn to be very thrifty, and most importantly, it's discipline. So discipline means both physical and spiritual discipline. Unless you have spiritual discipline, at a certain point of time you'll be going around in circle. You come back to square one. So you require spiritual discipline as well as actual discipline of time, understanding time, money, everything. Yeah.
If you say you want to be an entrepreneur, your parents react like you just said you're joining a circus. The gazetted obsession.
Pura hobby actually is a singing gatul ne. Pura salina yung. Everyone will know that I enjoy. They'll assume that I enjoy working with AI, artificial intelligence, more. The only reason why I work so much with AI is to understand how and why, where AI will take over. It's to put a gap to that, to put a stop to that. How to control AI before it controls me.
Every cloud begins with a balance of air, water, and energy. In a cloudburst, updrafts are so strong that rain can't fall.
If I'm not sitting on the computer, I'm most of the time on the farm again. I like to cook once in a while. When I get the time, I also compose songs, and I used to write a lot of songs way back in the 80s.
Miles away is my land, my people, my own family. This foreign air feels weak and strange, so far from where I used to be.
Every healthy society, it needs to promote literature, arts, music, and all this, the fine arts especially, because without that, we'll have no vision, we'll have no imagination, we'll have no creativity. Because I was just even thinking about the way books shape us, because today I can work and imagine a lot of things on AI and whatnot, on songs, and it's because I read a lot of books. I don't know what would have happened if I grew up with YouTube.
My Nagaland, how I long to be with you once again. My Nagaland, how sweet the thought to return again.
Meski mau nama dia? Meski mau nama? Meski mau? School?
I don't get the school.
Where?
I have to eat.
Piti?
I always thought, since I can train a lot of people, whether I will be equipped enough to train my own kids. Before becoming a father, I would always fantasize about how I would not let my kids watch TV and mobile phone. And then when the reality happened, I've realized that they are all independent entities again, kids. You cannot, and they're learning, the pace at which they learn things is much, much faster than us. I see myself in the position when I was growing up, and then I find myself very slow to the pace at which they are learning. So instead of becoming a father, I started feeling like one of the roommates in a hostel. So we just hang along, click along. I try not to scold them, because I don't give them too much of time. So so we just hang out together, and I'm also learning what is the role of a father, just trying to understand. So it's not, it's been totally different from what I envisioned how running a family would be. But still is a very pleasant experience, because My kids also, they don't disturb me much, and I also don't disturb them much. We just hang out. When I started, the fear is always there, What if, what if tomorrow something happens? No, I'm not a contractor, I'm not a supplier. Till now, I have no building, nothing that brings in revenue. But we just have to see the bigger future, and I have come to also understand that it's the world that you subscribe to. If you have a very clear picture of the world that you subscribe to, the future that you want to see, it will move in that direction. And I feel that that has been a part also of the journey, because that made it exciting. If I had security, financial security, my journey would not have been very exciting, because it would be so predictable, and you would not have the fear of the unknown. This is one reason why I intentionally refuse to be a part of the success story. I just want to be a part of the journey. I see myself as a volunteer of sort. I don't even see myself as a leader, okay? I just see myself as a kind of a messenger, making sure that the younger generation is given a better future than what we have. I want to die with this contentment that whatever my presence has been, it has been able to make something a little bit better than where I found it.
My Nagaland, how I long to be with you once again. My Nagaland, how sweet the thought to return again. It rise up high and touch the sky, my mountain home, my paradise, where warrior spirit still runs deep in ancient sacred secrets sleep. My Nagaland, how I long to be with you once again.